Travel through Troll Village.
With Cloud Guy.
Shall we? Hey, how's that inner peace thing going, Sybil? Hey, kids! Stay in school! Ooh, especially you. That's Maddie. She's Poppy's hairstylist. She's pretty amazing with the scissors. I'm gonna ask her to take a few ice droplets off the next time I see her. Moving right along. This is Poppy's house. Interesting fact. Poppy's house is made of her hair. 100% poppy hair. Eco-conscious? Without a doubt. A little gross? Definitely. Nothing like home sweet hair. Poppy is the living embodiment of the qualities that all trolls strive to achieve. That's right, she's got the 3 Ps. She's popular, she's perky, and most of all, she's positive. Here's Biggie, and let's not forget his pal, Mr. Dinkles. Underneath Biggie's big exterior lies a cuddly softie. Say leaves! He loves spending his days photographing Mr. Dinkles in different homemade outfits. So sweet. The Troll Village can always count on DJ Suki to get the party started. Using her very own bug/turntables, DJ's amazing, powerful music can send your young bugs into early metamorphosis. The effect is an explosion of hundreds of glittery butterflies. Needless to say, DJ Suki knows how to turn it up.
Chenille, is that my coronation dress?
Yes, it is! But that's not all!
Satin, the pink one, and Chenille, the blue one, aka the Fashion Twins, are connected by a loop of brightly colored hair and a love of fashion. The twins design all of Poppy's wardrobes for special occasions. They're experts in everything from runway looks to street trends.
Post-rehearsal gown, coronation formal attire, after-coronation party dress, and the after-party moo-moo!
Covered in nothing but a thin layer of glitter, Guy Diamond is a party on 2 feet. Everything about him is flashy and in your face. While he lacks any sense of personal space, he wows at parties with his special dance move called the disco ball. Cooper is a fuzzy giraffe-like troll with a constant grin on his face. He is the weirdest dude I've ever met. And that's saying something. Cooper loves to entertain guests. Uh-oh, it looks like we caught his attention. Please don't laugh, it only encourages him. Okay, let's get going or he'll do this for hours. Smidge is a teeny tiny troll with a shockingly deep voice.
Oh my god.
Her hobbies include weightlifting, and weightlifting. Fuzzbert is a troll made entirely of hair. You know, I've always wondered what's underneath all that hair. One thing's for sure, he doesn't have arms under there. Leading the trolls to safety and freedom, King Peppy is the stuff of troll legend. King Peppy is such a selfless king.
No troll left behind!
He would gladly give anyone the shirt off his back, the pants off his butt, and the socks off his feet.
King Peppy!
Brave dude.
Long live the king!
So, the last stop on the tour is the Troll Scrapbooking Town Hall. Change of plans. Hello. Okay, so now we're completely outside Troll Village, and these creatures are a bit more wildlife, and I mean wild. Huh, that's a cute little guy right there. Holy cumulonimbus! Tour's over, tour's over!
Potion for stop motion is hair, felt, paper, thread, stickers, gems, styrofoam, chocolate and peppermint. That stuff melted.
Oh my god.
Sponge, clay. That's it.
We had a whole part of the movie that was Poppy's fantasy world. Walt and Mike came up with the idea of scrapbooking.
I wanted whoever to see our film to feel that they could go home and do it themselves. I wanted to have that feeling of like, man, I want to do that. I want to get out the felt and scissors and cut stuff up.
It invites the audience in, and it makes it feel more personal,
More
that it wasn't
handmade.
perfect.
What do you say, Branch?
Welcome to my office. This is where the magic happens. This is my materials inspiration board. This is my favorite piece. It is Bergentown. And we photographed each piece separately so that they can pop on as if the town is actually being built.
When Priscilla first started, they were designed very, very layers of fabrics and threads and fur and all kinds of stuff she layered into it. So the quality of the scrapbooks became more like a stop motion film, like very high quality.
The more we showed to Mike and Walt, the more I kept getting the note. This is great, but don't make it so perfect.
We want it to be cruder and younger and feel like, you know, a kid did it.
And I realized at some point that it wasn't about cutting the perfect line. It wasn't about making Poppy look exact. It was about doing it quickly and having these jagged edges in some places. Chef's fingers come down, plucks her head off, but she basically bleeds a fountain of rainbow.
So Priscilla went back, simplified it, made it a little cruder, like, you know, a head of our characters has a cut through the middle. It's in two pieces, and the mouth animates like
We needed to feel like something was cut really fast and just placed on the page as if it was done by the hand of Poppy.
Done.
I used 3 different types of materials on scrapbooking. I used felt, which is a wool blend, it cuts very well, and I used a paint-coated paper. That comes in 300 to 400 colors, which was very useful. I cut 1,752 pieces of paper. We had to choose a palette that worked for trolls and Bergens. They had to fit in the same world, but be different because the trolls need to feel happy, the Bergens need to feel a little depressing, a little stale.
Hold on a second, are you scrapbooking my plan?
If kids wanted to do stop motion at home, all they need really is some colored paper and a pencil, and a pair of scissors and glue. First, I would make a drawing and design the character I want to make, for example. Trace the drawing over the different colored paper, cut it out, put it together. I would position it on a background, take a picture, move it, take a picture, move it, get from point A to point B to finish my story. That's it. You have a stop motion film.
And now I don't know what to do.
Why don't you try scrapbooking them to freedom?
Solid burn, Branch.
This is the Trolls crew gift. So we're making 500 pieces by hand. Each one is one of kind.
There's at least 500 people on the crew.
It's a piece of art that we give everyone at the end of the film as a thank you. Justin Timberlake is getting one.
Oh, snap.
So scrapbooking in this film is very special to me because it's never been done before. It's not just a souvenir of the film. It's a symbol of how we did things differently and how that can be beautiful.
I'm a production designer on Trolls. I'm responsible for designing the look of the movie. Everything that you see on screen, characters, the worlds that the characters live in.
Our film is a very rich, textural 3D experience. It's a 3D world that's completely felted, and that's never been done before. That's completely exciting.
The forest is made of felt and the ground is made of carpet, and Kendall took that idea and went way further than I thought it could even go.
For animators, we have to build that forest, which is really challenging, but it's also really creatively exciting. Working with Mike and Walt was a great creative experience for me. And they have a real appreciation for art and appreciation for animation.
When it comes to technology, we don't worry about anything. That's all for Kendall to figure out.
We go, you know, get your lasers on it. I mean, we have an awareness of it, and they talk to us.
I have a great respect for it because I don't want to do any of that stuff. But no one ever told us no.
The fiber art quality to the film came from the idea that our characters are at one with their forest. We ended up felting them and giving them sort of a gummy bear interior that's really saturated color and flocking them with a fiber finish, so they almost became like succulents in the forest, which melded with their whole philosophy of living in this particular world. At one point, they were gonna be naked.
Oh my God.
And we thought, we can felt them. That means they're dressed. We're good. That changed. We ended up dressing them, but the felted part stuck.
The fiber sculpture outside of Ken's office, that was a huge inspiration for my work and the entire film.
And from early on, they said, like, everyone really liked that it felt like a kind of a handcrafted film that, like, a small team of people put together. That
like it was made in your garage, I think, was a great compliment to us. You know, we like the sound of that.
It's tactile, it's visually visceral, it's bound by the same gravity as you and me, yet it's a different universe.
So the storyboard phase of our movie is done very early on. It's one of the first things that happens after the script has been written.
Really? Seriously? More singing?
It's almost like a comic strip. In the campfire scene, the forest comes alive, and they animate that, like how that's all gonna happen. She's gonna back up with that ukulele and start singing, and that is sort of the first step for us to sort of imagine the world. So after the storyboard is done and it comes to the art department, we build what we call a Pre-Vis Set. It's a pre-visualization of what the set could be, and it's very rough. We build basically the size and shape of the space, so we get the scale of everything right. And because our characters are little, we want to make sure the mushrooms are almost the same size as they are, and the flowers and the tree would be a lot bigger and that kind of thing. But it looks all like plastic. It doesn't look like what it ends up looking in the film, but it gives us our basic space and size of the model and size of things.
Singing helps me relax. Maybe you ought to try it.
So then we go to modeling and model the final pieces of that set. And then that set goes to surfacing, and they surface all the flowers and the grass and the mushrooms, and the effects works on the fire that's in front of them. And all these departments are now in there creating this. Animation then gets in there and starts animating the characters in that real final set. And all of that goes to the lighting department, where they put the lights on it and bring all the elements of the animation, the surfacing, the modeling all together. And then the final fourth image is when all of those elements, the surfacing and the lighting and all the finish goes into it. And that final image is what you see on the screen.
Even though the departments are all very different and they all have very different skills, everyone worked together.
And everybody had like not only input in the best way to tell the story through their department, but also everyone talked about the characters as if they were real and talked about the story and things they wanted to see. So the entire crew, they all had input on how the story was told.
It's really amazing when you see that final sequence with all of those ideas together. And so it is kind of magical just in the way that these films are made.
Psst, psst. It's me, Cloud Guy. Over here. Not there. Under the go away mat. Yeah, yes, I know it says go away. Just ignore that and come on inside. You want to see something cool? Well, while other trolls are singing and dancing and hugging, Grumpy Old Branch spent his time building his very own,
highly camouflaged, heavily fortified, Bergen-proof survival bunker.
or as I like to call it, his scaredy hole. All right, Doomsday Prepping 101. This little doohickey allows our hairy little pal to observe what's going on up here, while he's silently tucked away deep beneath the ground. Can you say, creeper? For a guy who can float through the air, you think I wouldn't be so mesmerized by an elevator. Well, you're wrong. I love them. So let's go. Whoa! Fully stocked arsenal for home protection. Very nice. Wait, is that a cannon? Are we expecting a pirate attack? Wow, a Firefly lighting system. State of the art. And it comes in 2 lighting choices, Quarantine Green and Panic Red. What's next? Ooh, weight room. You'd think a guy with a weight room would have the strength to raise his arm up for a simple high five. Up next is Branch's hydration station.
Yeah, I really only have enough supplies down here to last me 10 years, 11 if I'm willing to store and drink my own sweat, which I am.
His collection of sweat jars, and some more sweat jars, and the sweat cellar. Ooh, vintage. No way. He's even got a well? Ooh, there's something I've always wanted to try. Certain Neato. And the honeymoon suite made for 1. Anybody else getting a sad loner vibe here? The pantry. Ooh, let's see what yummy food Branch has in store. Acorns, acorn on a stick, acorn jerky, acorn powder, acorn gruel, acorn crackers, and mayonnaise. Ugh, I hate mayonnaise. Yeah, I have to hand it to the little sweat hoarder. This place is amazing. Looks like I'm gonna have to buddy up to old Branchy Branch, so he'll invite me back here for one of his doomsday parties. Seriously, I'll do anything to come back here, even a sweat chugging contest. Hunt time! Uh-oh, gotta go.
I couldn't be more happy that everyone's going to see these deleted scenes. I
Yeah,
mean,
all of them,
There's a purpose that they're not in the film, but it's fantastic that we worked on them, and that everyone's going to see them because we still love them, even though they don't fit into our film.
It's really hard to cut scenes out of the movie because you fall in love with every scene and all the work that people put into it. It's just if it, sacrifices the whole narrative momentum, then you've got to be able to cut those scenes, and that's what we did. But they're here now. Now we're going to watch them.
I'm happy that everyone's going to see these scenes. Makes me happy. We made Pepe less addled. I think early on he was very forgetful, and he'd even enter a room going, "Now who's King Pepe?" And all the kids would go, "You're King Pepe," and they'd have to remind him, and it was very funny and very cute.
It was a good comedy engine.
Yeah, it just took a lot of time, and we wanted King Pepe to have more wits about him,
Yeah, I think we wanted a stronger relationship between Poppy and Pepe. And so we kind of wizened him up a little bit. So I think that's mostly why we lost the scene.
He's a little forgetful, but not entirely.
Plus, I think we really wanted to get the movie going. And I think to do a truncated version of that scene was more fitting for the overall narrative flow. And we really wanted to get to that big song, too, Poppy's big opening number. That was another reason to cut it down to the way we did.
And from that day forward, no troll ever had to worry about being eaten ever again. And we're free to live in perfect harmony.
Harmony. And that's why we hug every hour.
Yep.
I wish it was every half hour. Princess Poppy, do the Burgets still want to eat us?
Yes, but only because we taste so delicious.
Like a cupcake? Ooh, like bacon.
Maybe we taste like a cupcake wrapped in bacon.
Yum. But I don't want to be food.
Hey, cheer up. You can't spend your life thinking about one bad thing that might happen. You need to think about all the good things that absolutely will happen.
Princess Poppy, whatever happened to brave King Pepe?
You're King Pepe!
Long live the king!
And you ruled for 20 more fun-filled years until you decided it was time to retire.
And passed the crown to my beloved daughter, Poppy. Poppy, where's Poppy?
I'm right here, Dad.
Well then, who in the hair is this?
You're gonna be the best queen ever!
Thank you, Keith. We're all gonna be the best everything ever!
Hooray!
This is what I think is fantastic. I love a villain singing a villain song, and in this case, it's a song about happiness. So strange to sing a song about happiness in an evil way. That's so, I haven't seen that before, and I find that to be very unique and interesting.
Yeah, there's a great tradition, I think, in films of hearing the villain's song and the villain's once. We really wanted to do a villain's song, but again, it got in the way of the telling the story, you know, really moving the story forward. But
well, it also did two things.
Yeah.
It confuses people because we want people to fear her and fear the villain, and it just made her instantly funny and charming. Especially, I think she put on a red dress, and she was.
And Christine Baranski's performance is so amazing.
She did an
like,
amazing
over the top,
job.
so cool.
Yeah, and then the songwriters Ben and Justin did an amazing job with the song, and she sung it great. But it really it really brought the feeling of whimsy to our villain, and we needed her to be a force to be reckoned with, and somehow it unbalanced that. And then also, I think it was confusing to people that she's so evil, but singing about happiness.
I think there was some really dark stuff in there the board artist did with the.
Didn't she serve up a lot of trolls?
There was like a meat grinder, I think, you know, but they turned into rainbows. So there's always this layer of whimsy and contrast.
Very strange idea.
I'm so glad it gets to be seen in this form.
Me too.
You see, he who controls the trolls controls the kingdom. And I am that he. After years that were downright depressing, 2 whole decades unbearably glum, watch and witness my ploy to deliver the joy till kingdom come. Now I'm cooking up something special. My dear Bergens are in for a treat. A little garlic and oil and trolls that I broil to fill them up with glee till they all bow down to me. I'm bringing back happy. I'm bringing back cheer. When they're looking for sunny skies and sugar highs, I got to stop right here. And once they're shouting, chef, won't you feed me? They'll remember how much they need me. This delicious plan is right on track. I'm bringing back happy, huge helpings of happy. So tell me you're happy, happy that I'm back. I'm back.
For us, it was, you know, the sequence was kind of cute, and there's definitely a lot of cute and charming things going on, but all of a sudden we saw this attitude we've never seen in a princess before when trying on dresses. She was so aggressive.
So excited that she became aggressive about it, which was really neat and really helped kick off Anna Kendrick's performance of Poppy being more quirky and more unique as a princess. But the reason we lost it is, one, the song was going on and on and on and on. It was a long song. Yeah. And then 2, it was also misread by a few people, a few of our friends here at the studio. They thought she was a brat. Did you ever know that? Like, she wants all the dresses, and it's like, that's not, she's just excited. She's so excited. She's angry. She is not a brat.
Well, it was also too bad because it was a chance to kind of meet some of the friends in a more personal level. So it was a chance to meet Satin and Chenille and get the gag of their hair is connected.
And you get to see that they're dressmakers, which is nice. I don't know if that comes across in the film. And you get to see these beautifully designed weirdo dresses. There's like maybe
so many
40 dresses that flash up on the screen in a very short amount of time.
It was a big challenge for them, how to construct these dresses. Like, how do we design this many dresses and
did it.
Move them that way? And is it too late to put it back in the film?
Can we put it back in?
Satin, Chenille, is that my coronation dress?
Yeah, it is! But that's not all! Your post-rehearsal gown, coronation formal attire, after coronation party dress, and the after party moon!